Hi everyone, this is Sagar Shah and I'm currently at the airport in Mumbai and recording this recap of the second game of the second round of the FIDE Women's World Cup happening in Batumi, Georgia. The Indian women had a very interesting day. There are 8 of them still in the fray. We started with 9 players in round 1. Only Kiran Manisha Mohanty was eliminated. The rest 8 made it to round 2 and Humpy, who is the top rated Indian player and also the 4th seed, managed to play a super solid game with the white pieces. She made a draw against her young Uzbeki opponent and I think she was never in trouble, and with that she made it to round number 2. In the battle between all Indians, Harika and Nandida PV, it was a draw in the first round, but in the second one, Harika decided to launch a very strong attack on the king side. She doubled her rooks on the h file and then she got her pawns rolling. This move f5 where she kicked the knight, then put her bishop on e4 and then swung her rook back and forth, and it was a beautifully played attack and she managed to win, which meant that one of the Indians had to go back home. Nandida was eliminated, but Harika moves into round number 3. We then had Vaishali. Vaishali, won her first game, and a draw was enough for her to qualify for the next round. But she played this very, very interesting opening with g6 and e6, transposing the game into a Benoni structure. And you all know that once Benoni comes on the board, it is so double-edged, you can no longer control all the tactics that are coming in. And so Vaishali had a wild, wild game. And then finally, in the end, she managed to outwit her opponent and score the full point. So she's through to round number 3. I think always exciting to see Vaishali's game. We then had Divya Deshmukh, who also had won her first round game. In the second game, she was maybe slightly better at some point. She started to put a lot of pressure on her opponent there, and maybe she could have tried for even more, but she knew that a draw was enough. So she forced kind of a repetition and managed to qualify for the next round. We had Vantika Agrawal, who was facing Ushenina, the former women's world champion. Vantika had beaten her in their first game, but then in the second one, she actually out-prepared Ushenina in the opening, got this very weird pawn structure, but an advantage out of with black. But then what happened was she got somehow in positionally slightly worse endgame, and then she kind of slowly got outplayed, which was a bit surprising because Vantika is really a very strong positional player. She got outplayed with this structure where white's pawns were superior, and Ushenina now forces the playoffs. So Vantika versus Ushenina is going to be one of the most interesting and exciting playoffs that will happen. And then we also had this battle between Priyanka K. She was the hero of the first round. She played very well to outwit her higher rated opponent. And now in the second round, she was playing Klaudia Kulon. She drew her first game, and in the second one, she was worse. But it seems like Priyanka doesn't want to leave the tournament. She fought hard and managed to also draw the game, forcing playoffs. Which means that right now, out of the 8 Indians, 1 is eliminated, 2 are going into playoffs, and 5 have qualified to the round 3. Humpy, Harika, Vaishali, Divya. 5th one, there is one more match that I did not talk about, which is Padmini Raut taking on Alexandra Kosteniuk. Padmini is clearly the lower rated player and Kosteniuk one of the best in the world. Padmini managed to draw her first game, and in the second one, she actually played this repetition very quickly out of the opening, and that meant that she had forced the playoffs against Kosteniuk. Quite a great feat, but with white drawing like this, might be a double-edged sword. Kosteniuk is one of the best speed players in the world, but Padmini is not someone you mess with, and this will be an interesting playoff. So we have Padmini Kosteniuk in the playoffs. We have Priyanka versus Klaudia Kulon, and we have Vantika versus Ushenina. And 4 Indians have made it to round 3. Let's see if we can make it 7. For now, I have to go and take my flight to Las Vegas. I'll be back with the next update. For now, this is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye bye.